Okay, I will show you how to repair electric bicycle, electric motorcycle, and this particular one arrived here. I want to show you how it's behaving. So we turn it on, everything turns on, and you get the alarm sound showing that there's an error. So when I try to run the check the things, here's the controller and the battery. So we are going to do a rapid diagnosis to identify the problem with this device. So now we turn it off. Diagnostic tool is very cheap. You can get it on Alibaba, or you can call my number and I will tell you how to get it. I'll put my number on the screen. So you have to identify the different parts. Now with this controller, first I will disconnect the battery. Now that the battery is disconnected, it's safe to work. Yes. So look for this 5 cable arrangement. Disconnect it. This goes to the controller. So this is what they call the hub. This connects to the hub sensors. So I'm going to test this. I'm also going to test these power lines that power the motor. So I disconnect this, disconnect this. So let's start with the motor. Check if the motor is in good state. To check the motor, you just have to follow the motor hall lines. So these are them. Plug them here. Now you turn your device on. So while it's on, you have to spin the tire. So you see, when I spin the tire, it's indicating that the XA is active. So from this diagnosis, you can see that the motor has an issue, but not too bad, because these 3 are supposed to indicate. So but with this, it can still work. So that's not the reason why the motor is not working. So I'm going to So before I continue, the problem with this device is that it actually turns on, but when you accelerate, it does not move. The tire does not spin. So we already see that one of the hub sensors, or 2, they are not responding, but that's not bad. The motor can still work like that. So we are going to run our second test on the motor. We are going to test the main motor phase lines. So I need to disconnect this. Sometimes it's difficult. These are the phase lines. We connect this yellow to yellow, green to green, and blue to blue. Yeah. So you turn on your tester, and then you rotate the motor. So I'm going to rotate the motor. Now you see what happens. Those lights, XA, XP, and XC, all of them signal to show you that the motor is. So I'll test again. When you spin the motor, you can see that the phase lines are lighting up. So it's showing that all the 3 coils are generating small voltages for the meter. So this motor is actually good. It should be able to run without any problem. Another way you can test the motor is just to short circuit two of this and try to spin. If it's hard to spin, then it's good, but if you put like this and you spin and it's not hard, then something is wrong. Okay, now we are going to test the controller. So the motor is good. Now we test the controller. Alright, on the controller we are going to test using this controller main phase lines and also controller hall lines. So to test the controller, you need to connect this here, and then you connect the battery to the controller. Let me get the battery. So the battery is the red and the black. Make sure you respect the polarity. The black, yeah, it will make some spark. So after you do that, connect the accelerator to the controller. Now turn on your meter, turn on the device. As you can see, the device is on. Now observe the meter while I accelerate. Now if this line is working, when you accelerate, you are supposed to see that the controller is generating some voltage. You should see lights, but right now it's dead. So this is a proof that this controller has an issue, and this controller cannot, this controller cannot generate any signal for the whole motor. So we have found the culprit. This device can also test the throttle, the brake. So it's very essential for diagnosing electric bicycles and electric motorcycle. So this bike needs a new controller. I'm going to get a new controller. Alright, so I'm going to get a controller. I need to verify that is the correct voltage. But this particular controller is good because it's an intelligent controller. It automatically identifies the voltage, so it doesn't matter if it's 36, 48, it's going to work with this controller. Now before you get a controller, you need to verify the power of your motor. This motor is 500 watts, so you've got a 500 watt controller. As you can see, it's 500 watts. It's very important because if you take a lower power, it will damage the controller. Now you also need to get a new throttle and display, one that is compatible with your controller. So I'm now going to test it on the device. Let's go. Okay, now with your new controller, we are going to install it. You don't need anything from the old controller. Everything you need is on the new controller. So first, disassemble the throttle. So you have to remove the old putting in the new throttle just for testing. Alright, so this is the throttle cable. You can connect it to our new controller. So you see here throttle. So this is it. Now this one is for the power. Okay. To make it easy, but even if it's not written, you are going to know, because you only fit in the right place. Now this goes here. See the color matches. So the new controller is connected to the throttle. Now we are going to connect the new controller to the motor. So if you see, the motor is not very compatible. The connectors are different. So I'm going to modify this or this so that it can fit. So I'll modify it and then we continue the video. So I'm going to adapt the heads. I already cut the other one. So let me show you how we do this. I think this is better. I'm going to insulate it. I said if you don't know where to get these things, you can always contact me. These strings. Okay, so I already adapted the different heads. Now we are going to do our testing. So first I connect the new controller, sorry, the new throttle. This is power. Okay, now we connect the motor and the Hall sensors. This is the Hall sensor, the motor. So disrespect the color. Blue goes to blue, and green goes to green. Okay, so the last thing is to connect the battery. Get the battery. So connect the positive. Always connect the positive first. Now the negative. Make some sparks. Some skirts. Okay. With that done, let's try to turn the device on. Okay, so we turn it on. Now we are going to see if the motor is going to work. I'll accelerate and we'll look at the tire. You need to shape the hand so you can capture. There it goes. So that controller is working. And you can now continue with the installation.